Hello everyone. Today I'm doing my next installment of the review series on my channel. Today I have a Mazda 787B, winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1991. This model is made by CMR Models. That is classic model replica cars. This car came out recently, about like last year or so, and I picked this up because, well, obviously the price of it was much cheaper than Auto Art's Mazda 787B version. They have a couple versions that they made. They made the Carbon Edition from Gran Turismo. I believe they had 2 or 3 versions that came out. They had one with a whole bunch of extra authenticative stuff or something like that. And I believe they had one that was older, but I'm not 100% sure about that one. But enough about those. This model, I would have to say, is pretty close to probably the real life car. The green on delivery is a little bit dark than on the real car. However, the orange, from looking at photos online of the real car, I have to say that it's a variation between a more yellow in the orange or right around this color of orange with the more red in the orange. However, the silver on the back seems to be alright. Seems pretty good. I'm not sure about this black here. I think that's correct. Stickers or the decals seem to be rather correct too. This is the number 50 Cut 5 car, obviously that one. And on the bottom, it's got a CMR label right there. Doesn't really tell where it's made from, so it's kind of hard to tell where this car is actually made from, although there is a tag under the box that tells you. And as we can see, this car has the different turbofan wheel cover than other depictions of this car. Usually it's just a solid white, but there are times where this car actually had the gold lip around it, although it's actually a gloss color. In photos, if you look online for the CMR's model of this car, it does seem a little bit off, where it's kind of actually more metallic in color. The chrome's really nice, although I'm not sure if that's really accurate, but I really like it. In terms of material of the car, it's kind of hard to tell. A lot of it's plastic. I would argue maybe the doors are pretty much plastic. Can't really tell. I'm not sure what the plastic content or the chemical content that make this plastic, but it's pretty durable as far as I can tell. I'm not going to really flex it much or anything. However, the spoiler, it's a thinner plastic. It's more like a regular plastic that you would see maybe for like these flaps right here. There's a little gap on the left hand side, but it's not much for me to complain, especially on the right side too. It's a little bit wonky, but it's not. You're not gonna really notice it much unless you like look from the rear, or from the head on. But you don't really see it much. I mean, there's a little bit of an angle from the side, but I mean, you could probably heat it up a bit and just replace that. Well, not really replace it, like take it off, but just heat it to just move it into, a more straight place. I haven't really done that because I'm not an expert on doing that. The antennas seem pretty cool. The windshield wiper doesn't move. The headlights look nice. Front end looks nice. It has the tow hook in the front and the grill. And it has doesn't have the rear tow hook, but it has the rear lights. It actually shows. They're there. And it looks like it's got turning signals too. They're above each of those tail lights. It says Mazda speed on each side. Overall, I really think this is a good car to get. However, there's not a lot of openings compared to Auto Art's model. There's no vents here, for example. The only things that open are the doors. I'm not an expert in CMR models. This is my first CMR model. And I have to say, as I was looking at the other models online, when I was looking at these models after I first saw this car, and I was like, wow, that's a really cool car. I really wanted to get a Mazda 787B, but all there were before that was mainly auto art, and they were like really expensive, around $300, $400. I remember seeing one when I was like, I don't know, when I first hit my double digits in my age. They were like $140, but I never got the chance to got one until like last year, and I had to say this is a really good buy. I mean, it was like $80 when I got it, so I was like, okay, this is a really fair deal. I mean, I get a pretty good amount of detail actually. I mean, not. I mean, you can't. Obviously, this is a really bad look. I wish I could turn on the light. Although, if you look at the pictures online, you get to see like a lot of detail. Maybe if I let it focus for a bit. Hold on. There we go. There's like a lot of hand-painted detail in there that I would argue is just as good as the auto art ones. There's no felt detail in there, mainly because this is a race car. I'm not sure if the auto art one has that, and I wouldn't want to get the auto art one. Some people would say, well, why not get the auto art one? Well, $300 for a model car is too steep for me. The most I went for a model car was maybe like 180 from, me personally buying one. I'll probably do a review on that car later on. I don't have it out currently, I think. No, I don't have it out. But only the doors open, and they hold up, but they don't stay completely open. I mean, in there you got the seats are not the seats seat belt. The racing harness is not it's just a sticker or a print, but that's okay. Steering wheel does turn, and the front wheels do turn to a good amount of degree. Doesn't have to turn that much, and the wheels will still spin when they turn that far inside the wheel well. So I thought that's pretty good. And since the wheels turn, the wheels do roll. They are stiff though. They're not completely free rolling except the rear wheels. The rear wheels can free roll a bit. Yeah, it's not really good of an example, but the car rolls. It rolls decently, but you don't have to like really push it to really make it roll or anything. I think the rolling does need to be improved for the front wheels though. They are rather a bit stiff. I think CMR should improve more on the rollability of the car, and this goes for all their other models. Not all their models really roll, and I would argue that maybe majority of their models don't roll. I haven't really got more because this is my first model, and as I looked at the other models, I read the descriptions of what features they have, and a lot of them don't really have like a rolling feature, which is a shame because when you buy a model car, yeah, you're gonna have it display mostly, but part of having a model car is people like to, even if you're older and you like to collect stuff, you like to see them roll and whatnot, and especially steer too. I mean, I mainly have like one model that doesn't steer, which is really a bummer in my opinion, because cars steer in real life, and especially with opening doors. The hood of the car, this whole clamshell right here, and the rear end of the car does not come off like auto art, and as expected, the whole front end clamshell doesn't open up to see the detail under there as well. Although it does have a good amount of detail, in my opinion. It has exhaust on that side with the vents. And the painting's pretty good. In my opinion, I think the painting has been done remarkably well. I'm not a master painter myself, but I believe the painting has been done fairly well. Although there is some gap right over here at the bottom, but this is the cheapest Mazda 787B you can probably get in 1/18th scale. If you can't get one cheaper that's not damaged, and that's brand new. I mean, it's not CMR also. I mean, I would say go for it. If you want a Mazda 787B, you don't care about not having this open up or this open up and the doors open up and it rolls and it has steering, I would say this is the car you definitely want to get. I would look into CMR models if you're not familiar to them. Check out their stuff. If you don't care about the rolling, you just want it for display and you just want it to sit there, you can check out their static display models. I don't think they have front turning wheels, and they don't roll at all, which again kind of defeats the purpose of owning a model car, because in real life cars do roll. But that's just me, and I'm pretty sure there are some other people out there that are like that. But if you really don't want anything to move to possibly roll off your desk or something, yeah, I understand. But definitely check them out. They have some pretty cool stuff. They do have some auto transports too. I'm not sure if I'm going to get one of those because they're huge. I mean, it's 1/18 scale we're talking about here. So if you're talking about this car being 1/18 scale, I mean, here's my hand touching the car. I mean, imagine a 1/18 scale car transport. That's just going to be insane. So, yeah, I was going to do my regular model train, HO scale stuff. But it's not really the best time to really do it today. I have family in another room, and they don't want to just hear, and I don't want to have too much sound coming from another room to come over here. I apologize if you do hear a movie going on in the other room. I hope it's not that bad. They're watching Interstellar, and I was watching it earlier. Really great movie, but that's besides the point. The renowned Mazda 787B 4-rotor Group C race car that won in 1991 by CMR. I believe it's a great model for the price that it is. I only had it for a year. I keep it out of the sun, even though, as you can see, the light's coming through. But I usually keep my room quite closed from the sun because, I live in a hot state, and this is the west side over here. So it doesn't really shine as much in here, and I keep it on a desk, like right here or something like that. But other than that, if, again, Mazda 787B, it's not $300, it's not $400. Somebody from somewhere else is not charging $500 for it. It's around $80. I don't know how high they are right now, but I got this for $80. And if you can get this for $80, get it. And if you can get it cheaper, get it cheaper. Again, I think this is a really nice model car for what it represents. The details are pretty nice. The seams on the doors are not really bad at all. I mean, I think they're pretty close to auto art quality right there when it comes to, the seams between the body panels that move and whatnot, especially the doors. I mean, look at those hinges. There's a hinge right there. Hold on. That's why you kind of don't like these cameras. There you go. A hinge on the top over there with the window. Yeah, it's a really small hinge. We got it, but just be careful. And then just got one of those regular Mazda kind of hinges somewhere in there. It's closer towards there you can barely see it. It's really dark in there, but there's that Mazda kind of hinge right over there, that macaroni hinge. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Grotesque Dino signing out for the next review coming up soon.